Hello, mixtresses and mixters. This is Mixtress Ray, and you're watching Mixtress Video. I'm going to do an unboxing today of an Isabella Corsetry Petite Josephine corset. And I'm drinking coffee. So, I am like giddy, nervous, and excited about this. Forgive my hand warmers. It's kind of cold in my house, and rather than turn the heat up, I would rather just, wear cozy things. I love cozy things. I'm really kind of nervous. I'm giddy and excited and nervous because I ordered this corset 2 weeks ago and it came today, and this is the most expensive corset I've bought so far. I've only been wearing corsets for 3 months now, so this is my 6th corset. Actually, I've gone a little crazy with buying corsets, but finding one that has the perfect fit has been an adventure for me. I believe that this will be the solution to my finding a corset that fits me well for everyday wear while I'm at work is my primary concern. And so far, I've had a little trouble with that. I might turn on the overhead light real quick for you guys. Not that that probably makes a huge difference, but, and I think that this corset will be the solution for that problem. I'm thinking that I'll be able to wear it at the amount of reduction that I'm most comfortable with when I'm at work, and that it will fit me, but we'll see how it goes. This looked like it would be something that I could get into without tape or without scissors. And I have not actually watched an unboxing of an Isabella corset, so I don't know how their packaging is. So in this day and age, when unboxings are a thing, it's kind of exciting to open a box not knowing exactly how the packaging is going to be inside of it. So this is a Petite Josephine in black satin. Very shiny. Let's get to what's in here first. Just a packing slip. And there's a little corset wear and care. Getting into your corset. Taking off your corset. And then a business card. I'm very excited because if this corset works for me the way that I think it will, you can order like a modesty panel either attached, sewn in, or detached, or not at all. They give you several options, which is nice. Got it upside down here. So one of the reasons why I ordered this Petite Josephine, let's just stick the modesty panel under there, is because it looked like it has a pretty similar silhouette to the What Katie Did Vamp, which I have, but it's too small for me. And I don't know if by the time you see this video, if you've seen my little review of the What Katie Did Vamp corset. I bought one used probably about a month ago, and I received it, and I really like the silhouette of it. But it was way too small for me, which I knew when I ordered it, but it's a discontinued corset. So I thought I would give it a try, and I do like it, but it's, anyway, whatever. We're not talking about that right now. So I don't know if you've seen that video yet. I'll probably post this one first. So here it is. Let's take that out for now. Isabella Corsetry. I'm really excited about this because if it works for me, they have several different like Hey, we're gonna get a collie sighting today. If it works for me, they have lots of different options on their site of like different colors and stuff like that, and they're all made in the United States, which is really great. I did not know that the grommets would be like black like this. That's pretty cool. Callie. Callie. Hey, you're actually showing your face this time. The internet gets to see your face, Callie. Goddess of destruction. Okay. Really excited. The satin, just right off the bat, it is kind of a different quality than the satin on the What Katie Did vamp. It's still very, very soft and beautiful, but it's just not quite as thick as the What Katie Did vamp, which is probably a good thing because I think that if this corset fits me the way that I would like it to, I think it will stealth really well. The cotton on the inside is much smoother than I'm used to in corsets. Sorry, I'm just sort of like taking it all in right now. Already has dog fur on it. Pretty exciting. Okay, so obviously I want to get to putting it on, which I will probably show you what it looks like on once I have gotten used to wearing it and I've worn it. Fur already. Fur, not yours, because you wouldn't be able to see yours. So yeah, a little boring that I got just the regular black satin, but maybe I should like zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it better. So there it is. This is the Petite Josephine from Isabella Corsetry. I am going to go right now and put it on. This looks like a pretty good hip spring here. That is what I'm slightly worried about, because online most people say that it's about an 11-inch hip spring on this corset. For me, a 12 would be the best for how I want to wear it. But so we'll see. I actually left them like a little note just stating, hey, I know these are handmade corsets, so if you have more than one size 24 available, it would be really great if I could, if you could give me one of the curvier ones. Like, obviously they may not have time to do something like that, and I don't know if they did anything like that, but anyway, just babbling at this point. Look at that gorgeous corset. I'm going to put it on right now. All right. So right after this, you'll see me like a week or two later wearing it and sort of talking more about the fit of it and how I like it. Hello, mixtresses and mixters. This is Mixtress Ray, and you're watching Mixtress Video. So I'm going to do a little unorthodox, because all of my reviews are, I mean, if you want to see like a good professional corset review, go to Lucy's Corsetry for that. But I just want to tell you my opinions on the Isabella Corsetry Petite Josephine. So this is the front, side, back, other side. So this is the size 24, and I'm wearing it with about a 2.5-inch gap. I've got to tell this story because for any of you out there that are curvier and you think, so basically what you're working with the Petite Josephine and the Josephine both, they have about a 7-inch rib spring and an 11-inch hip spring. And there may be others that are about to make the same mistake that I did, which is this corset is great. Like with a 2.5-inch gap, it's perfectly comfortable. I stealth to work in it. I'll get into all that. But what I didn't know was that she has a corset called the Catherine as well, which is also, you can get it in the regular length or the petite length if you have a shorter torso. And the Catherine is an inch curvier, both in the rib spring, has an 8-inch rib spring and a 12-inch hip spring. And if I had known that before, like, I had already been 2 weeks into wearing this corset when I found that out, because it wasn't, like, when you look at the list of all the corsets they offer, the Catherine is not in that list. It's actually, when you click on the Josephine, it's in the middle of, like, there's all the Josephine corsets, then there's the Catherine, then there's all the Petite Josephine corsets. So I wish I had known that. I would have gotten the Catherine, because then I would be able to cinch this down another inch. And because right now I am only cinched down, let's see, 2.5. I'm only cinched down about 3 inches from my natural waist. And I already know that I can go further than that. You know, if the corset's curvy enough, I can cinch down to a 24, which is 5 inches of a cinch for me. So anyway, that's just a tiny gripe. That was my own error. If I had known about the Petite Catherine, I'd be wearing that right now, because the only difference in silhouette between the Josephine and the Catherine is that the Catherine has an inch more in the rib spring and an inch more in the hip spring. Other than that, they look identical. So with all of that out of the way, I have to tell you my flaws. I'm a booger queen, so I like to get that out there and possibly prevent you from making the same mistake, because if you think that the Josephine might be slightly not curvy enough, get the Catherine. So I've heard some reviews lately on the, like, customer service aspect of Isabella Corsetry. I will say this is the only corset I've ordered from their website. I did not try to contact them in any way. So all I can say is that I ordered this corset and I received it 2 weeks later. So it was a little bit of a long shipping time, and the shipping was kind of expensive as well. It was the most expensive shipping for a corset that I've had, and it's still in the United States for me. So it's not, because it was shipped in a box instead of a bubble mailer, so it cost more. So, you know, you might just think about that when you're weighing options, that, you know, it might take a little while for the corset to get to you, but it was the right size, it was a reasonable price, all of that. I think this is just the black satin, of course, and it was $125. Sorry, my cat is down there making noise, and she will probably continue to do so deal with it. Sorry, I'm gonna also be like, I'm like mildly snotty today, but I'm not actually sick. So I don't know exactly what to say about this corset, except that I really like it. Spoiler alert, I don't think I did measurements when I first unboxed it for you guys. So this is the front length. This is, again, the petite version. So the front length is about 11 inches. And the thing that is a make or break the fit of a corset for me is this measurement, the, like, center of the breast cup to the waist. So for this corset, I'm just going to measure it down to where the waist tape starts. It's barely over 3 inches, like 3.25. And for me, that's really perfect. Like, having this extra space right here is just, I feel like I'm more mobile, and it's kind of shorter in the back too. Like, obviously I would look really silly trying to measure that for you guys, but it is shorter in the back than most of my corsets. And at first I thought that was going to be an issue, especially because the laces, you see how they don't start at the top? And I've got like a little bit of like extra fat just kind of oozing out right here, but it actually like I feel like it helps with the comfort level. I feel like I'm more mobile because there's not quite as much, and it doesn't come down over my whole ass, which is also nice because that makes it more comfortable for my sway back, which I have a little bit of. I mean, it's mostly just, you know, I need a little bit more room for my ass. And So I have been wearing this corset, stealthing with it at work for, I think, 2 full work weeks at this point, maybe a little bit more. And I am extremely happy with it. It's, again, if I had known about that Catherine, I feel like it almost fits me it fits me better than any other off-the-rack corset that I've tried. My next corset is definitely going to be custom, but this one is great. And I gotta tell you something else that I was really surprised by. So I don't know how much experience you guys have with corsets, but most of the time, you know, you'll know that your internal waist measurement is a certain thing, and then when you measure on the outside, it's usually, in my experience, when you measure your waist over a corset, it's about 2 inches more. This one I'm wearing right now, the internal measurement is, I would assume, a 26.5 because I'm wearing a 24 corset with a 2.5 inch gap in the back. So I did not do that whole thing where you like actually measure your waist like on the inside. I have not tried that before. So, and it's measuring, okay, it's making a liar out of me. That is funny. Okay, I'm wearing it with more of a gap than I thought I was. That's the problem. I'm wearing it with like a 3-inch gap. And it's measuring 28. So it takes up, the corset itself takes up around an inch. So I would say it's pretty low profile, more so than any other corset that I've had. Let's see, what other experiences have I had with it? That's it basically. Having a satin corset is really great if you have not experienced it, because it's just smoother. I think it stealths better, and that's important for me because I'm a librarian, so I don't want my public to know that I'm wearing a corset, because I just don't want the commentary, basically. It's not like I'm ashamed of wearing corsets or anything like that, but I do it mostly because the compression helps with anxiety. So I definitely, stealthing is a big priority to me, and this one stealths better than any other corset I've ever tried. Part of that is because it fits me really well right here, so I don't look as unnatural. I feel like I can bend over if I need to. I can reach for things better than I can in some other corsets that are too tall in the underbust. And the fact that the satin is so smooth, like your clothes just don't stick to it, you know? So it just looks more natural, I feel like. What else? I feel like there was something else I wanted to say. I will say that in my experience, I have not had a corset that had grommets this small. It's the combination of the grommets being really small and the lacing is actually double-sided satin. It's my first corset that I've had that is double-sided satin. So it's real thick. You know, this is like 1/2 inch thick satin, I think. Yeah, it is. So it's 1/2 inch thick, double-sided satin, and the combination of how thick the satin is with the tininess of the grommets, it was a little difficult to lace at first, but you know, as with any corset, you get used to its particular quirks and it works out. So, sorry, this review isn't the best, but I just feel like every corset I get, I should give a review. If you are wanting to know like my measurements for reference to see if like how you would compare, how it would compare to how this would fit you. Words. My underbust it fluctuates a little bit, but it's usually 32 to 34. And my natural waist is 29 to 30, also fluctuates. And my hips don't really fluctuate. They're basically 38 no matter what. And of course it matters where on your hips. I think I'm 36 right here, and then I'm 38 down here. So yeah, I would say that I am very satisfied with this purchase. It works for what I need it to work for. In fact, it's very comfortable throughout the day. Like, it's comfortable to sit in. It's comfortable just, I mean, because my job, it's not intensely active, you know, it's just, you know, there's some book shelving, there's like a lot of just walking across the whole expanse of the library, squatting down a lot, stuff like that. But it's, for the most part, it's not an intensely active job. But that said, I can wear this for a normal 8-hour shift means that I'm wearing this corset for about 10 hours in that particular day. And you know, like, just like wearing a bra, like, I'm ready to take it off when I get home from work, for sure. But I'm not, like, uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would say this is definitely a worth it purchase if you think it's going to fit you well. They also have, for the Josephine and the Petite Josephine, they have several different options for, like, different colors, different fabrics, all that stuff. The Catherine, if that works for you, the Catherine only comes in black satin, and that's it. But black satin is, you know, I felt kind of boring. Like, I really spent a lot of time trying to think about, like, what color I wanted and all that stuff. And I hated to be so basic as to get the black satin. But it works the best, you know? It really does. One of the things about corsetry for me is every corset I try teaches me something about either the way that I prefer fit of corsets, or just teaches me about my body in general, or about corsets in general. So I always like to think about what's the main thing that I learned from each corset that I've tried. And with this corset, the main thing that I have learned from it, I just had it in my head what I was going to tell you guys. The main thing that I learned. Oh, yes. I'm like nervous as if there's people here. I still get so nervous doing these videos. Like, I feel like YouTubers never mention that. Like, just to give you guys a little bit of backstory, because I would enjoy this if I were watching this video. It took me like maybe 45 minutes. What time is it? Possibly close to an hour. I have been putting makeup on, finding the right outfit to go with this corset, setting up the shot, doing the lighting, and the lighting isn't even good. Like, I can't imagine, like, people that know what the fuck they're doing, and I'm not good at makeup either. Like, it's a good thing you guys aren't closer to me right now, so you can't tell as much. But, like, I can't imagine people that have, like, the right lighting, and they do proper editing, and they do makeup, and, like, upload the video, and put it all together, blah, blah, blah. Like, somebody that was more of a professional than I am would have taken more hours to get ready for this, and I took an hour, and it feels like, I don't know, I feel fake, almost. Like, I put on way more makeup than I normally do, even though on camera, it's not gonna seem like that. Like, to you guys, it's gonna seem like I'm wearing a normal amount of makeup, but it feels like I shellacked it on my face, which makes me feel like a poser, which is stupid, you know? Like, this is just part of the process. Anyway, that's just a little taste of what you would get if you listened to my radio show and or my podcast, because I do a lot of babbling. So if you want to check out my radio show, every Friday from 7 to 10, I have a radio show called Mixtress Radio. The information for it will be in the description box. And I also have a Buffy podcast called What's This Bitch Talking About? So, the main thing that I learned from the Petite Josephine from Isabella Corsetry that I did not know before is that I prefer a gap. I knew when I bought it, because of the dimensions, I would probably have to wear it with a 2-inch gap. And that's the first time I've really bought a corset knowing that I would probably have to have a gap. And I just really like it. I mean, right now it's like a 3-inch gap, but most of the time I wear it with like a 2.5 or 3, just depending on the day. I'm a little bit bloated today, so I'm wearing it with a little bit more of a gap than usual. I really like having a gap. For me personally, it's more comfortable. So I'm going to tell you why, because, you know, I know there's a lot of debate on like whether or not you should have a gap in your corsets. And basically, it's personal preference. Like, obviously, if you're getting to the point where like the gap is most of your back. If most of your back is gap, that's too much gap, of course. But, you know, 2 to 4 inches, depending on your size, you know, it's all relative. To how much gap you feel comfortable with, and it's personal preference. But I have found, just for reference, that I like a gap because you probably can't tell, but you know, I mean, everybody has this where like the muscles right next to your spine kind of dip in, you know, so your spine's like here, and then the muscles surrounding it are kind of cupping out. And for me, it's just more comfortable to have a gap so that you don't have the corset meeting right above that valley where your spine is, if that makes sense. Like, it just, and it almost feels more breathable to me. Plus, I think it looks cool. Like, I just think the laces look cool. So I do have corsets that I can close, but I think I've learned from this experience with this corset that from now on I'm going to order corsets with the intention that when I get it to where I want it fully closed, it's going to be with a 2-inch gap, because I think that just works better for me. It's just more comfortable. So I don't know if I gave you a lot of good information here. That said, I did my best. I hope you guys have a great day, a great week, a great weekend, all that stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.